Good morning from Springwood in Sydney's Blue Mountains. I'm Ahron Young as firefighters begin backburning operations to save properties. We know more than 30 homes have been lost. That number could exceed over 100. The aim here is to try and protect the properties and the school, which is just right next to me here. The sun is going to come up over the next half hour or so, which will give us an idea. The smoke is incredibly thick. The embers in the air are flying right across to the school. Not much is left of these homes. You can see everything has been destroyed. Literally a bed frame seems to be the only thing in that house there which is still with us. Now, Senator Doug Cameron lives in the Blue Mountains, about 10 minutes away. He joins us now. Good morning to you, Senator. Tell us about your experience.
Well, yesterday I was in Penrith and looked up towards the mountains.
In the hot desert of the Middle East, a group of young Australian soldiers has arrived to prepare for their rotation in a war zone. It's the last stop before war, and even this reporter was taught to be prepared for anything, including explosive devices, even weapons. This was no normal flight. As we approach Afghanistan, everyone on board puts on their bulletproof vests.
Another line of defence.
We watch a car that stopped outside the checkpoint. This is a first point of contact for vehicles entering the base, mostly locals and contractors, and the soldiers use all sorts of surveillance and sniffer dogs to determine whether the vehicles pose a threat. The ANA are nowhere near as experienced as the Australian troops, but they don't need to be. Their opponents are the Taliban. The Taliban today is so much different from the Taliban the Australian forces first met more than a decade ago.
Most of them they use here hashish, but we do not give a permission, especially the brigade commander, to use here.
This is a transformational experience for the Afghan army soldiers. For many of them, they've never seen a camera before, but what they have grown up with is conflict right through their lives. Once we leave, our troops leave in December, how do you think we'll be remembered? What will be our legacy here in Afghanistan?
I think our legacy here is Afghan sovereignty and Afghan independence. So we've assisted them to get to a point where they can take their future into their own hands and make their own decisions about how they'll shape their nation.
Afghanistan's a country which has gone from having nothing a decade ago to being considered a developing nation today. It is by no means perfect, and there's no doubt the Taliban will use our troops' withdrawal as a chance to claim a victory in their propaganda war. But our troops leave Afghanistan with their heads held high. They have made a difference to people's health and education, and also their personal security. And our troops believe that's how they'll be remembered here. Ahron Young, Sky News at Tarankot in Afghanistan. Jeff Shaw, that controversial Frankston MP, resigned this morning.
The government will continue to govern.
We're going to come straight down the back now, if you can stay with us, David, because we do have Daniel Andrews, who's just beginning a news conference. So I'm going to run down the back now.
A source of yours, Ahron, has also confirmed that this is going to be a leadership transition tonight.
Yeah, David, that's right. I'm now up to 3 sources within the government who have now confirmed that it is on tonight.
And that's why we now know that Ted Baillieu is gone as Premier. At that point, the government becomes a minority, and after that, anything could happen. Well, here are the numbers. Over the next year, there'll be an operating surplus of $225 million. The government expects unemployment to fall to 5.5% over the next year. But today, the Prime Minister will be here in a pub, Burvale pub, in fact, is they want Grocon to increase their safety net. It's actually not all that bad news. Australians have shown significant improvement in health over the past 20 years, almost more than any other country. We rank 5th in the world. The family of 22-year-old Chris Lane have been left broken by this horrifying gun crime in the United States. They saw him here in Melbourne just last week. He returned to Oklahoma, but he was killed over the weekend. Today the family have come here to the Essendon Bombers home base of the baseball club to lay flowers and to pay their respects. Hello, I'm Ahron Young in Dubai, and welcome to this special report. This week, as Qantas gets better connected through the United Arab Emirates, we travel to Dubai to find out what Qantas says it's discovered. And it all comes together in this incredible building in the northwest corner of the United States. Welcome to the Boeing factory in Seattle, but it has been by no means an easy ride. The program has faced serious delays. So if heights are your thing, I am standing literally on top of the world. The Burj Khalifa is the tallest man-made structure ever, the tallest in the world, 828 metres tall, which is 828 reasons not to look down. So I'm just going to keep staring at the camera.